Yo, what's up guys? It is me, Mecha Otaku Gamer here, back at it again with another video, rocking a Happy Console Gamer shirt, just because I absolutely love this shirt. But this has nothing to do with what I wanted to share with you guys today. And today, I am going to talk all about my favorite video game of all time. And yes, I've already done a review of said game, but I really just want to talk more about the game, not like the game itself, like the story and all that. I mean, kind of, but not really like a review. Just more like why I absolutely love Tales of the Abyss for the PlayStation 2. It is, out of all the JRPGs that I've fallen in love with, at first it was like Star Ocean Till the End of Time, and then Dot Hack GU, Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Those all held the title of my favorite game of all time. Prior to that, there's games like Ape Escape on the PS1, Ape Escape 3, and so many other good games that aren't even RPGs that held the title of my favorite game of all time. But now, and for the last couple of years, that title was given to Tales of the Abyss on PlayStation 2. And honestly, I don't think I'm ever going to give up that title to any other game. I've played some really good RPGs, like Star Ocean, the Second Story R on PlayStation 4 here. It's a really good game. And even Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which is absolutely blowing my mind. But I gotta give it to Tales of the Abyss as my favorite game of all time. And main reason I really love this is I grew up on the PlayStation 2. I never really got into the RPG scene until 2016 when I had a 3DS and picked up Project Cross Zone from GameStop one day and started playing that. And there was a couple of characters from the Tales series in there, and that was kind of like my first exposure to the Tales series. My first official Tales game being Tales of Legendia, which I also own the Japanese version of Tales of Legendia right here. I played the North American one, and as much as I didn't really absolutely love that game, it still holds a special place in my heart, along with Tales of the Abyss. But this is the one that really got me going for the Tales series. Made me a fanboy for life. And it mainly just has to do with the way the game felt as I was playing it. I love anime. I'm really big into shonen anime like One Piece. I grew up watching Naruto. In my teenage, late high school years, I watched all of Naruto. I watched a bit of Naruto Shippuden. I absolutely love Fairy Tail. Fairy Tail is what really got me into becoming a fan of shonen anime. And then I got into One Piece. And the Tales games are kind of like shonen anime. They're kind of like a fantasy shonen anime. And Tales of the Abyss is like one of the best I've ever experienced. I really love the way that they developed all of the characters. How Luke went from the spoiled, pampered, rich aristocrat who is the son of Duke Fabra, the brother of the king of Kimlaska Landvaldir, and how he grew up just being this spoiled rich kid, eventually getting out into the open world via a hyper resonance that was created when he had a mysterious, unfated encounter with Tyr Grants when she infiltrated Luke's home to try and stop her brother, because back then, even she kind of knew her brother was up to no good. And her brother, who is the main villain of this game, spoiler alert if you don't already know, the main villain of this game is the older brother of my favorite Tales waifu, Tear Grants, right here. Her brother Van Grants is essentially the main villain, and even he has some development. Like, they not only decided to focus on giving the main playable characters, all the main party members, really good character development, like fleshing out all their backstories, their motivations for what they do, giving them trials that they overcome, and also learning like the power of friendship and the bonds that they share, and kind of like becoming like a found family sort of ordeal. But the villains, which are the god generals, they're like the leaders of within the Order of Lorelei, which is this religious section that is separate to the Empire of Malkuth and the Kingdom of Kimlaska Landvaldir, the two main like countries in the world of Tales of the Abyss. They also have like their own motivations for why they follow Van, and Van, the main the head, the commandant of the God Generals, also gets some clear cut motivation of why he is trying to create this replica world, trying to revive a dead country and throw the whole world into chaos and defy the fate written by the phone stones, which were created by Yulia, this figure that plays an important part in the creation of the world of Tales of the Abyss. And just the way that they flesh everything out in this game really got me hooked. Even with all of the backtracking, going to multiple different places, every time you go to a place that you've already been to before, there's new story developments to be made. Even some of the dungeons that you go to, you get to further explore them. Like one of them you go to on multiple occasions is the Zhao Ruins, out in the desert near Macedonia, which is this other important place. It's kind of also a third party, not really connected to Kimlaska or Doth, which is the main city for the Order of Lorelei, or Malkuth. Macedonia is kind of like this commerce town that you also visit to multiple times. But the Zhao Ruins, every time you go there you get to go further in and explore new areas. And I really like that about this game. This is one of the very few RPGs that I've played where you really get to do that a lot. I really enjoyed how this game was put together. So, another thing that I also really liked about Tales of the Abyss that really made me fall in love with it is the soundtrack. I have here the original soundtrack on CD. I'm not going to be able to really listen to this right now as I have no way to play Japanese CDs, but I really wanted to have this in my collection as a fan of Tales of the Abyss. And it is a 4-disc CD. And shout out to the seller on eBay who sold this to me. But yeah, you get 4 discs. And some of my favorite tracks, which I could see on here. I really love the opening theme, which is Karma by Bump of Chicken. I use that as my intro theme to my videos. It's not really my music, but I just like using a small sound clip for that to have some music for the opening to my videos, and there we go, finally got that closed. But some of my favorite songs, The Arrow Was Shot, that is one of the battle themes. You also have Awkward Justice, The Fubras River, that one's pretty okay. Coral Castle, that's a dungeon that kind of has like some spooky vibes to it, so that the theme for that song kind of fits pretty well. The Silvery Snowland, that's one of my favorite winter themes in any JRPG. That plays when you reach Ketterberg, which is the only like snow area in the game, the only snowy town. And then you have the Tales of the Abyss ending theme song. I absolutely love listening to that with the full vocals and everything. You also have The Meaning of Birth and Promise. Finish the Promise is also really good. I can't really play that because that would get me copyrighted. But The Meaning of Birth is a remix of Karma by Bumble Chicken. There's also Mirrors, which is another remix. Mirrors is kind of a little bit more somber. The Meaning of Birth is the theme song for a major battle in the end, which, spoiler alert, that battle is between Ash the Bloody, who is one of the god generals and is actually the original Luke von Fabre, because the main character that you play as, Luke himself, throughout the game comes to find out that he is a clone, a replica, but turns out he was born to be more than just a replica. He winds up basically becoming the definitive Luke by the end, and the theme song for that grand final battle between them to determine who is the better of the two gets me very emotional every time I listen to it. Motoi Sakuraba and the other composers for this game did a fantastic job with the soundtrack for Tales of the Abyss. So lastly, before I end this video, because I could go on and on and on more about Tales of the Abyss and why I absolutely love it, another major reason is that I also really enjoy the combat in the game. I am a sucker for action RPGs. Star Ocean Till the End of Time really got me into action RPGs as a whole, and that is a majority of what I play. I like playing games like the Tales series, which is pretty much all action RPGs. The combat system in this game, which I mentioned in my review, is the Flex Range linear motion battle system. My favorite party setup was, when I was doing my first playthrough, was Luke, Tyr, Jade, and Guy. Those are my favorite characters out of the entire game. And as you can see here, you got Luke, Tyr, Guy, and Jade. Luke, I gotta mention the voice actors for the English dub are absolutely amazing. I forget who is the voice for Tyr and Jade, but Yuri Lowenthal and Johnny Jan Bosch as Luke and Guy is absolutely fantastic. Liam O'Brien voices one of the God Generals. He is also one of my favorite voice actors. He voices Disc the Rose. He's also a whole bunch of other characters. I mean, Yuri Lowenthal as Luke. He also is the voice of Haseo from Dot Hack GU. He's also the voice for Dean Stark of Wild Arms 5, which I have right here. So he is the voice of this guy. But the voice actors, all of them, are absolutely amazing. I love playing this game, listening to all the English voices. I wish the skits were voiced in English. I know the Japanese version has voice actors for all the skits, which that is another staple of the Tales series, and just one of the many reasons why I love the series as a whole. I don't really watch all of the skits. I didn't really watch all of the skits in Tales of the Abyss, but one of these days I will make that my mission to watch every single skit. I'm not even going to cheat by going onto YouTube. I want to watch them as I'm playing through, and I want to continue playing this game for as long as I can. And maybe someday Bandai Namco will finally give us a Tales of the Abyss remaster. That is one thing that a lot of us Tales fans are wishing. Me personally, as this is my favorite game of all time, I just want to say thank you to everyone that was involved in making Tales of the Abyss. You guys did a amazing, fantastic, beautiful job with this game. Despite any of the performance issues that this game may have on PlayStation 2. I mean, traveling through the overworld at certain points does have some frame rate drops, but that didn't really stop me from falling in love with Tales of the Abyss. And I hope this video, and maybe even my full review, which I will leave a link to that in the description below, may convince you guys to really want to play Tales of the Abyss. I'm going to continue talking about this game for as long as I'm here on YouTube, so expect at least another couple or so videos on this game in the future. I want to save my next several videos on the Tales series for some of the other games, and in either reviews for them or just talking about the series as a whole. The Tales series is really something special to me. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please smash that like button. It will show your love for my content. And subscribe and ring that notification bell so you guys can stay up to date on when I upload videos. I know this video was kind of another video on Tales of the Abyss. I mean, like I said, this is my favorite game of all time, and I really just wanted to talk more about it. So, and I'm really happy I have a outlet to be able to share my love for video games here on YouTube. So with that, I am Mecho Gamer. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.